Iran. You were talking with my good friend Dave Rubin, and you said it's imminent. It's imminent. It's going to fall. The regime's going to fall. I don't think it is. I hate to say this because I know how unpopular regime change is, and I honestly would never want someone to send their son in to die for something like that. If I was in the military, if I had the guts, which obviously I didn't, but if I was in the military, this seems to be a cause as noble as World War II. But we don't seem to be doing anything. And this one I feel like is going to be a huge mistake. Really, having explored this, like Iran, the number one funders of terror, the absolute disruptors, the bringers of chaos into the Middle East, outside of the things that Qatar does as well. But I just think this would be America first, based on everything I've learned. What's going to happen here?
We have all our military might in the Middle East right now. They crossed President Trump's red line. He told them, you start killing and abusing your people. That will be a line that
for weeks.
They are
slaughters, like more than Gaza,
right.
in weeks. I'm sorry. This has been really effing with me.
Go ahead. Yeah,
no, I gotta be quiet. I'm gonna shut up. Go. I apologize. Please go ahead.
No, this is something so frustrating because we are watching what they are doing to the Iranians. Now, they crossed President Trump's red line. It's just a matter of time. I believe the negotiations that are happening right now with the mullahs, they're basically giving him the Assad option. This is exactly what we did with Assad. You're gonna get out. We're gonna take you out. You either leave on your own peacefully, and we will make sure that you get out of the country and move to some other country, or you're gonna go down. Regardless, you're gonna be gone. And so we gave him the option to leave, and he left. I think we're going to do the same thing with the mullahs. Now, the difference is the Ayatollah, his kids may leave, his son may leave, but the Ayatollah wants to go down as a martyr. He is not going to want to leave. He wants to be martyred. And we are now counting, hoping that somebody within the RGC, that within the Iranian government will take out the Ayatollah.
How?
And I think
this what? They have nothing. I don't understand this. It's like people keep saying they got to do it.
Not the insider circle that armed to protect him. Not the insider circle that's armed to protect him. So there are ways. Now, we're not going to put one foot on the ground. We're not going to put one soldier on the ground. The Iranians are doing the work, and this is going to be their victory. They worked so hard, and we're going to give them that victory. They are going to be the ones who liberate their own country. All they need is a little pressure from the United States against the regime and the diplomacy that's taking place right now, the negotiations, to be able to help speed this process up. I believe before President Trump leaves office that we're going to see a regime change in Iran. If it's not in a matter of weeks, we're going to see the regime change in Iran before he leaves office.
I gotta tell you, like I hope so. I look at like the people that I respect, who very understandably warn against regime change. I saw it's gone, but the friggin' guy in there now is a monster. I mean, was that better? Every time we do this, it just gets worse. We did play, even though it was really Britain that removed the Shah. I think, we collaborated and it's been a disaster. I'm not an idiot, but in this particular instance, I just don't see us giving these people the help that they need. Like, of all the things that we are capable of doing, of all the different ways we could be helpful without putting boots on the ground, it's like every single day. I watched a video the other day of a car just mowing.
Oh,
I cannot, dude. And my wife's like, you got to stop. I'm like, but I keep refreshing my browser, waiting to see, did we send in Delta Force to just help strategically? Like, what are we doing? By the way, one more question. And someone said this to me. Just let Netanyahu do it. But of course, and then the Jews will be blamed, and everybody will hate the Jews, and they did this to steal the land. But I don't think Netanyahu cares. I don't think Israel cares what people think. The Iranians are begging Netanyahu and Trump to go in there. Why don't we just let Netanyahu do it then?
Look, we already know that the Mossad are on the ground in Iran. I mean, they already came out and said it. So the intelligence is working on the ground. It's going to take multiple factors. It's going to be a multi-pronged approach to be able to change the regime in Iran. And by the way, this is not just for the Iranians. Let's put this aside, because a lot of people in America say, you know what? Yes, they're dying, but I'm not willing to send my kid to die.
I get
which
it.
I completely understand.
I get it.
Right,
I understand
right.
too. I get
But the change in the regime in Iran is for the world benefit, for our benefit. Remember, Iran took the American hostages in 1979. This has nothing to do with Trump. This has to do with their hatred for America. America is the great Satan. They are after us. And so this has nothing to do with Israel. This has nothing to do with Trump. This is way before Trump.
Right.
So
Right.
the regime change is going to happen on multi-pronged approach. I know we try to understand. We do not know all the elements that are working behind the scenes. I mean, look, Israel had intelligence on the ground about the nuclear reactor they knew before anybody in the world knew. In 2003, Israel sent the first delegation out to the rest of the world to tell world government about what the Iranians were building. 2003. So here we are, 2026. We're still talking about Iran. But their days are numbered. The regime will be changed. It will have amazing effects worldwide. Not only it will free the Iranians, that's a benefit, but let's put the Iranian people aside. It will decapitate all the terrorist proxies in the Middle East.
Right.
We will no longer.
Right. What? I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
We will no longer need a base in Qatar. Remember, the base in Qatar is only because of Iran.
Right.
If it wasn't for Iran, we would not have the base in Qatar. Just think of all the military that we will be able to move out of the Middle East and put it where it actually is needed. Make sure China doesn't attack Taiwan. Make it to protect strategic interests, like in Greenland, with everything in that part of the world. If the Iranian regime falls, you're going to have peace between Lebanon and Israel. Syria and Lebanon will both come to the Abraham Accord. You're going to have such a domino effect that will not only change the Middle East, it will change the rest of the world.
All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.